a quick pick on this. Pick your brain, quick opinion. What's your honest thoughts about talking during a film in the cinema?
My honest thoughts is that if people around you can hear you, you should not be doing it. It's as simple as that. It's rude, it's inelegant, and it'll prompt a harsh response from me.
You've done it before. And
you've been a witness to exactly how I feel about people talking during films.
Now,
the film had barely started, and that was my reaction.
There's various types of ways to. I agree with you. I feel like it's a fucking rude thing to do. People have paid money to go see this movie. Shut up. There's various types of methods that we can control this, right? I'm a shusher. Like, I give a quick, hard, fast shh, and, gets it done.
Yeah.
You take the more aggressive sort of route. It happened last week, Dools, tell. Not last week, or lately.
I think it was Terminator. All these guys wouldn't shut the fuck up. It was a group of blokes, I think maybe teenagers. And they'd been talking all during the previews, which is fine, because that's fine. That's fine. They're just ads. Although I would still just talking real loud, and it's still annoying. But and then the film had clearly started. We're getting into the scene, the film opens pretty much, and just so it's the studio logos or whatever are appearing. They're still not shutting up, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a couple more seconds. 1.5 seconds pass, and I'm like, all right, let's shut the fuck up now, yeah? And that didn't hear a peep out of them for the rest of the film.
Then one guy stood up and was going to the bathroom halfway through the film, and walked right in front of us and was walking really slowly and trying to death stare you.
Really? I didn't even notice that.
And
I
think he got nervous because as soon as the movie ended, he had his backpack on and he was out of the fucking cinema.
He got one look at me.
Yeah. But no, I agree. I'm big on the shushing, but I appreciate when someone says
sometimes an STWF, STFU. I don't know where the W came out. Gets it done as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I definitely didn't need to be as aggressive as I was.
No, but it got the job done though. It was there was 3 or 4 of those little fuckers, and they just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Precisely.
And I bet you everyone else in the cinema was thinking the exact same thing.
Precisely.
Some people just have the balls to say
I don't feel bad. I don't.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
In fact, I feel great.
Dools, let's say someone wanders upon the More Cops on Duty podcast. What is it?
It's a podcast. As you aptly described. Look, we get together, talk some films, games, when it makes sense.
Yeah.
But mostly films, mostly the latest and greatest in cinema, and we can be found on all your friendly podcast services. And we do have social media presence, but we're working on that. We have presence? Pretty scarce. Every single week we say we'll go back to Instagram. Doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
I think we're planning a little relaunch over the Christmas break, and with that will come hopefully another new little initiative which we've been spitballing, and more on that
to come.
More to come. Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. So each and every Tuesday you can find not every Tuesday, but periodically, find the More Cops on Duty podcast on your favourite podcast services, Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. For up-to-date news and reviews, please follow us on Instagram, but do whatever. There's nothing up to date. But it will be.
It will be.
Dools, we like to start each and every week with what we've been watching and playing, but because we've got 4 movies that we want to review, I reckon that we leave that for the topic, and we can just go through the games that we've been playing lately.
Okay, yeah, mow through the games. Yeah.
So, we both finished Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
The campaign, yep.
What did you think?
I think we both are in agreement. It's the best campaign in years. I don't know if it's the best.
It's in the discussion, though, right?
The original. The ironic thing is that it still might be topped by the original Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So, and that's maybe because of nostalgic reasons as well, but this is a really well-made game. It's incredibly polished, especially in an era like a game that is just so well polished and so kind of impeccable in its design and everything, especially in this day and age when everything's so buggy when it's coming out and clearly things are being rushed out. I've only played a few hours of multiplayer, but that's also really solid. I always play COD's multi every year.
They got an awesome new... sorry, I'll let you finish.
No. Yeah, I was...
Backing on your multiplayer, they reckon we should get back into after we finish the next couple of games, right?
Definitely will.
They've got this awesome new game type called Night Vision.
Oh, okay.
Where there's no HUD, and there's no map or anything like that.
Interesting.
And it's all at night, and it's like the night vision missions, basically. But
that sounds dope.
it's fucking sick. But you also got to be really careful with the lasers on your
you give away your
you give away your position.
There's also another one. Have you tried Gunfight, the 2v2? That's also pretty
No,
cool.
but I've heard it's awesome.
Very hectic.
Yeah.
So yeah, Call of Duty, man.
It's making comeback.
It's not. Everyone likes to shit on Call of Duty. It's easy to shit on COD because it's annualized or whatever. But it really isn't. Like, not in the same way FIFA and NBA is, where it's just explicit. Like, the game's only receives minor little tweaks and updates.
You're like, he dribbles easier now.
Okay, FIFA fans, be honest with yourself. What really are the huge differences between FIFA 19 and FIFA 20? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Slightly different grasp mechanics. I mean, get the fuck out of here. But COD, it's a different team each year. They're on a 3-year cycle. Like, this year was Infinity Ward, next year will be Treyarch, and then Sledgehammer, and so on. Rinse and repeat. And so you're getting a completely different experience each time. Multiplayer is never identical. Single player is always a brand new campaign. So, yeah, I'm happy to give my money to a new COD every year, because it's not...
Engines are on our end, by the way. We've had to keep the window open. It's a bit spicy and sick.
Good God. So yeah, I mean, I think Call of Duty's... I think you get a really good product from Call of Duty.
Absolutely.
You're not just getting an iteration. You're getting a brand new experience.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And I feel like with this game, they've definitely won back an audience that they may have lost.
It's already the fastest selling game of the year, and fastest selling PS4 game. But I mean, I think you could say that across all platforms. And highest selling. So fastest and highest selling game of this year, which is pretty run of the mill for COD, but still very impressive.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, next game, Dools, that we both haven't finished.
Yeah.
You play a lot more than me. Death Stranding.
I have played nothing like this before.
Yeah, it's an experience. I thought.
I think what needs to be said about it first is that, and everyone's saying the same thing, but it takes the kind of risks that maybe a little indie game could in its very fine-art approach, but it realized on a AAA scale.
That's a really
so
good
it
way
is.
to put
It is incredibly niche and weird and strange and experimental. But imagine all of those kind of qualities which you would typically see in a little budget 2D game or something, realized as a fully fleshed out, like AAA huge budget game. And this is the result. And I mean, is it everyone's cup of tea? Fucking definitely not.
Absolutely not.
There is no middle ground with this game. You either love it or hate it.
Yep.
I'm in the love camp, actually. Like I actually, like is it my game of the year? I don't know. I need to finish it as well as some other games. But it is I think about it a lot. I think the story is intriguing. Like, and I'm also a huge Metal Gear fan, I should say. So I mean, I am a Hideo Kojima evangelist. I'll admit it. But the guy, I mean, he kind of does deserve it. He hasn't really had a flop. I mean, it's subjective, of course, but if let's just go off Metacritic scores, the guy is across the board
8.5 and above.
Yeah, like I mean, the Metal Gear games, I'm pretty sure are like average 90. And Phantom Pain it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. But
I need to finish that.
And this is not Phantom Pain. This is very different. In a nutshell, you're a delivery man. It is a walking sim, which that's where like walking.
It's
is
hard
like,
to sell the game.
With
right?
walking is like it's very involved, and I mean I don't want to go into too much detail because we'll be here forever trying to fucking
you got to work out your balances and shit like that. And
yeah.
Bearings.
But I've progressed to the point in the game where things are opening up and things are. Like traversal's very different. Like you don't need to walk everywhere. There are many different ways of traversal now, and combat's getting a bit more interesting. So I'm not really sure what it is now, and that's awesome to be 30 hours into a game and have it just be,
completely different,
turn into a different game almost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's something you got to stick with, and it's not everyone has time for that kind of grind and. Although I've been doing a lot of side missions, so it's taking up a lot of time. If you want to just mow through the main missions, you could get to where I am in maybe 10 hours or less. So, if you like weird shit, then yeah, this is for you.
Yeah, I'm only 10 hours through.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you think. Like, it's exactly what you said, sorry, that, like, it's fucking weird and different and it's hard to sell. And on the outset, if you describe the game, it doesn't sound fun. And in a way, it's not really fun. Like, but you just can't stop playing it, right?
Yeah, well,
you can't stop thinking about it.
It's very enthralling, and you just kind of want to. I just want to keep seeing what happens next.
Absolutely. Also needs to be said, it's probably the most gorgeous landscape game.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be PS4's best looking game currently.
Yeah.
I think it is actually.
It's fantastic. But the last game that we've just started playing yesterday.
Here we go.
Jedi Fallen Order. Finally. I'm an hour, less than an hour through. Because I started this morning.
Yep.
Before we went and saw a film. But
So I was gushing about this to you last night while you at your movie, and so I'm maybe 3-4 hours in. I've just completed the first planet, and I'm a fair chunk way through the second planet. But from what I understand, there's like I think 5 in total. But you go back and forth between them a fair bit because there's a lot of like backtracking. So I should also say it's got very explicit inspiration from some big franchise games. So a lot of comparison has been drawn with the Soulsborne franchise, so Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and that kind of thoughtful, methodical combat where you can't just rush in and hack and slash. This game is not a button masher like Force Unleashed was. You need to know what you're doing. Like if you run into combat, like you'll get fucked up, and I prefer that. Like that is realistic. Even a Jedi can't take on a million fucking stormtroopers at once. I mean, you can. There's only so much you can do. So there's the interesting, skillful combat. The exploration is very people are saying it kind of takes after Metroidvanias, which is that like you go into an area, there are only so many paths you can take. You see areas that you definitely are going to have to come back to, but once you've acquired a new power, and I love that shit because you just know that there's more to come, and it's like, oh, what's that going to be? And like, oh, I'm coming back here, and so that always leaves that mystery and stuff. And because you would otherwise you wouldn't be interested in returning to an area.
Reminds me of Guacamelee a bit.
Yeah, well, it's a Metroidvania. So I mean, there's that, and then there's also as you put it, it's incredible set pieces and kind of like climbing and parkour action, which is very Uncharted inspired. So I mean, it's kind of taken the best parts of a lot of like huge, awesome action franchises, rolled it into one, and then slapped a Star Wars skin on it.
Bro, like the gameplay so far is excellent because I'm only less than an hour, but like it really feels like they put story first as well. Yeah, which is awesome.
The story is really cool so far.
Yeah, so
I didn't even mention the story.
But this like from there isn't much to tell right now, but like we'll probably finish it by the next one. I'm guessing probably easily by the next podcast. But yeah, so far I'm loving it. I think I already feel at this stage that the characters I've met, plus this droid who you'll meet, it's just I'm already of the mind that like I want to see these guys in live action shit, whether they make cameos in a TV or a movie. I think TV's probably more likely. These characters are interesting enough that I feel like they've already warranted an inclusion into that space. So it's tricky to make this canon because it's set between 3 and 4, and because we've already seen like episodes 7, 8, 9. It's like, well, how are they going to fit in? But I don't know. I mean, anything's possible. So it's true.
But yeah.
So Dools, there's 33 days until the Rise of Skywalker.
Woo!
Let's get into the news of the week. Give
me a jingle, bro.
Is
that the fucking Macca's theme song? It was pretty close.
It's like that meme of like you can copy my homework but just make it a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's like that. Dools have just got 4 points, or you might add a couple points as well onto news because we just want to get into the topics. Should I start off good or bad?
Oh my god! I mean, is any of it good?
Well, one, Disney Plus has launched in the United States.
That's not good, Hats. It means we're going to tiptoe around the internet and avoid those Mandalorian spoilers.
Yeah, because the second episode of Mandalorian launches today for them.
Does it?
Yep.
Oh,
So
shit,
Friday. Yep. So like stay off IGNs and shit like that.
Okay.
For launches for us on Tuesday.
Fuck,
so in
why
a
couldn't
couple
they have
days.
launched it today for us then? The
I know.
bastards.
I know.
Bastards.
It already has 10 million subscribers.
That's crazy.
That's huge. So that's about 100
what's
mil a
Netflix's
year.
install
100
base?
mil a month. Netflix is a lot. It's like 150 mil.
Yeah.
It's so like I'll look that up.
But that is like to achieve a fraction of that in 24 hours in one territory. From what I understand, it's just the US, maybe the South America. I think it is just North. I think it is just North America, maybe Canada.
And they got Netherlands as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah.
So maybe a handful of
Netflix.
European countries. But the UK apparently isn't getting it till early 2020. I think I saw March, but I think it's Q1 2020. So
Netflix has 151 million paid subscribers.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's of course, yeah.
That's
of course.
huge.
That's enormous.
So it's about $12 a month. They get 1.5, at least 1.5 billion a month.
I reckon you get maybe 2-3 mil from Australia initially.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is that highballing?
I reckon it might be highballing.
1, 2.
I reckon
In between
we'll
1 and 2.
I reckon by the end of the first week it will be 1 million.
Yeah.
It probably will actually go up. To
I think once everyone realizes, especially all those people, because I literally have, like, I've encountered people who have been like, yeah, I got to stand for Disney, and so once these people realize, like, and once they make the jump, then
Exactly.
yeah,
100%. 100%.
I mean, look, just on Disney Plus, I want to make a quick note. So, with the Fox acquisition, which is obviously huge, they just have almost what seems like a monopoly on media.
Yeah.
Like they've got, just to put it in perspective, The Simpsons is on Disney Plus.
Huge.
Good God.
Huge.
Now, I saw this story floating around. It's a little has me a little concerned. And I guess we can just very quickly kind of discuss what this means. But so the Michael Jackson episode, which you reckon you could very quickly just Google and just so we can get the name of the episode.
Yep.
So the episode where Homer is admitted into a loony bin, pretty much. Oh, you can't say loony bin anymore, can you?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
A mental institution. And although I think they call it that in the fucking show.
Stark Raving Dad.
See, so episode 1 of season 3, where Homer's admitted to a mental institution for reasons I forget, but basically his cellmate, but his bunkmate or whatever is someone who claims to be Michael Jackson. Like, they have this delusion, they think they're Michael Jackson. And it's a pretty feel-good episode. Like, there's a musical number, like the Happy Birthday Lisa. It's like a fun kind of thing. Like, it's a good episode. The episode's been pulled. It's taken off the service, and it's just not there anymore. It's been unpublished. This was done within 24 hours of it going up. So
Really?
So within 24 hours, either someone's flagged it and said, "Why is this on there?" Or, like, some users have complained. Why, if this was the plan all along, why would you let it go up and then take it down? Because that's even worse, actually, to do that.
Yeah.
Because that tells me that there is Disney Plus is going through, and apparently there's also like this thing. This isn't as bad, but there's also like a thing on some of the old movies. Like, I think Dumbo is a notable one where they've got like a little warning message at the front saying like, "Oh, FYI, these films contain some outdated cultural references." Is how they're framing the fucking blatant racism in Dumbo.
Totally.
So I don't. I mean, this to me is kind of like the what's the word? I guess what's the opposite of a silver lining? I don't know. Just like this is the downside to Disney having this monopolization on all this media. Yeah, we get X-Men in the MCU now. That's cool, but at what cost? At what cost? The Simpsons is a very sacred show in my opinion. Like, I fucking
Bittersweet.
Seasons 1 to 10 is like
Some of the best television,
arguably like one of the best sitcoms of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. It's just so witty and funny and smart, and I mean, like, everyone like, you can. It's just comfort food as well. The Simpsons,
It is.
but it's really good. And I don't know, man. That's scary, and that's a good episode as well. That's in like prime Simpsons time.
Yeah, season 3.
Season 3.
It's the first episode of season 3.
So that is really disappointing. And
I mean, it aired before we were born.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow, and that's season 3 as well. Yeah, it started in 89, hey. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you have any opinions about this? Like, what do you think?
It's
like,
scary.
I just don't like it. I just don't like what this means. Because, I mean, they literally have the first and final say now on all this stuff.
Yeah.
And Fox owned a wealth of IP, which is now under the Disney banner. And Disney, I feel, are just obsessed with this family-first image, which I think probably prompted them to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, are you serious? It's Michael fucking Jackson, the king of pop.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
They still play his music on the radio. By the way, and this Michael Jackson only became recently even more controversial because that HBO documentary, Leaving Neverland.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I read everything there was to learn about it. And, I mean, I probably should watch it to form a complete opinion. But what I had seen in subsequent months is that apparently nearly every witness statement on that show, just like the people that were brought forward by the director and the people who made the documentary, has almost entirely been proven false, and so many holes have been poked in these kind of, you know, recounts of their experiences with Michael Jackson. Not to mention Macaulay Culkin was like, I think these guys might be bullshitting them because I hung out with Michael a lot and he was never, ever in the remotest sense like the person they're describing.
Yeah.
This is Macaulay Culkin. He would be Pet Balls Trip. I mean, let's be honest. No, you've got you're a pedophile and you've got the Home Alone kid in your home. Come on. It'd be their fucking fantasy has, you know.
It used to be a movie podcast.
We're all thinking it. Anyway.
Kevin.
No, but so he said that about Michael, and I mean, what, should we not take his word? I think we should take his word. I think he seems like a very honest person. He's got his head screwed on.
Does he? He's also a heroin addict.
Oh, I think he's been years removed from that shit, man. I think he's actually...
he is.
I think
he looks good
He
now.
was on Colbert recently as well.
He looks really good now.
Yeah. So maybe you should watch your fucking mouth, huh? So, yeah, I mean, so that's my problem, bro. I mean, like, unless... Do we know for certain? We're slandering...
Yeah, he looks good
We're
now.
slandering an icon. Well, he's not here to defend himself. He's not Harvey Weinstein. He's not here to defend himself. I feel uncomfortable with it. And, like, now we're literally... This is censorship. And, like, there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, sorry, that rant over.
No, but it's a scary time.
It's always a scary time.
Speaking of scary times, Dools, segue. Mark Wahlberg is cast as Sully in the Uncharted movie.
Fuck me. You weren't kidding about the bad news, were you?
Yeah, I was not.
So I saw a funny take. So this film has been stuck in development hell for so long that casting has gone from Mark Wahlberg as Drake to Sully. So, because he actually was meant to play Drake years ago when this film was first floated, like back in like 2010 or whatever. So that's pretty funny from that perspective. Obviously, as much as, you know, we were saying J.K. Simmons would be the perfect Sully, he would be the perfect Sully. Is that...
So Neil Druckmann, one of the head developers, it says he tweeted out. He was one of the head developers.
That's a joke
Uncharted.
because Gordon Ramsay has a new show called Uncharted, so that's not really. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it does have to be a younger Sully just because we know Tom Holland is locked as Nathan Drake. Having said that, Mark Wahlberg, I don't mind. Look, I like the guy. I like Marky Mark. Mate, you're not Sully.
You're not Sully.
You don't have what it takes to be Sully. You really don't. I need someone who can grow an actual moustache and look like they've fucking worn that thing for years since they've been a prepubescent child almost, because that's what Sully looks like. Sully looks like the kind of person who's never not had that moustache in his life, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's not great casting. I mean, could he prove us wrong? Maybe. But this is I feel like he plays the same person in every movie. I feel like he hasn't really challenged himself. He probably could, but he's just going to play himself. I mean, he'll look at the script and be like, okay, dumb action movie, I'll do what I've always done. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you? It's a paycheck. It's a fucking paycheck.
He's fucking rich as well.
He's a rich young man.
He's a rich boy.
Well, he's not young, but...
He went to prison.
Yeah. He did. He owns a franchise called Wahlburgers now. That's a thing.
If your last name was Wahlberg, you'd be dumb not to.
I'd fucking take right advantage of that.
Yeah, right, 100%, man. New trailer came out for the new Sonic film. Shows the redesign.
So yeah, fans are really happy with this. I think it's stark difference to the old
He
one.
looks a lot better.
It's almost hard to believe that they thought...
Movie looks like trash, but he looks a lot better.
Actually looks like fun. I mean, maybe it was just like how good Sonic looked that it made me be like, oh, okay, yeah. And Jim Carrey being wacky Jim Carrey, I was like, yeah, fucking why not? We haven't seen Jim Carrey embrace some wackiness in a while.
For years, yeah.
So,
that's true.
But it most likely will be trash.
Yeah.
So
we're going to be there day one, though.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Why not?
Nice. And last but not least, unless you got something, Dools, the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring this up. I think it's interesting. It is constantly trending at like 100k plus tweets daily for like the past week, I've noticed. And
You're against real?
The Snyder Cut, no, it's confirmed to exist. Zach's confirmed it. Jason Momoa's confirmed it. It does exist.
Smith
it's a thing.
Confirmed it as well.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith said he's like, I think, seen a lot of it. Jason Momoa has outright said like Warner should release it. He's like pretty much said in interviews now a few times they should release it. So this is a thing, and this has only sparked this even more. And then there's like this Twitter account which cultivates this community and drums up people to tweet out stuff every day, and they have like a plan of what they're going to do and when to tweet, what hashtag do you use exactly, which is the same one as always, release the Snyder Cut. And yeah, good on him. I mean, I like movements like this. I actually think it's going to happen. I actually think it's
could
gonna
you
work.
imagine?
I think it might work. But at the same time, I can see the argument against it, which is that, do we want fans dictating what Hollywood does? No, we don't, but can we make exceptions? Yeah, why not? Like, for example, I'd like to think most people thought that Last Jedi reshoot thing, like remake petition, was fucking dumb and should be shot the fuck down immediately.
Yeah.
Like, even someone like me who thinks, has problems with the film, it's just like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. This is cool. And I think with enough people, like, if Jason Momoa, like, when you get the people in Hollywood themselves making sound about it, that's when you make real progress. So
it's like, well,
it's gonna be fat. I don't really care about the film. I'll fucking watch it when it comes out.
A recent thing that comes to that exact point is Spider-Man coming back to the MCU.
Yeah,
all the fans.
But that was always going to happen. I mean, but yeah, of course the fans had a...
If the story is true that Tom Holland called Bob Iger and was like, we need to do this, the fans, want this. Like, we need
I'm sure Tom wanted it as well. I'm sure he'd be very scared about how
Spider-Man
be handled. He just went home, watched this amazing Spider-Man 2, was like, alright, I got to fucking do something.
Yeah, shit, man, we can't get Jamie Foxx back here. Electro's going to be on the ice.
Oh, dear.
But, no, I agree. I'd be interested. I wasn't a big fan of Justice League. You know this. But
yeah, we went. Did you ever watch it again after that time we saw it? Because remember how fucked the audio was in the audio as well.
Shit.
So that even just diluted the experience.
I told them. I went down. I was like, guys, or like cinema, whatever, 6. I don't care.
Yeah, I remember. I think we were like, oh, who's gonna go say something? And yeah, you did.
I was just like, I volunteer as tribute. I'm like, guys, the audio's fucked up
what
right
they say?
now. They're like, oh, we'll look into it, and then no one looked into it.
Fuck. It was like a brand new release film.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this, I'm not.
I'll totally go see it. Even if it's like a limited edition in the
cinema. They definitely, I think they'll probably just release it online or something. Like they won't do it cinematic because it's unfinished. Like the CGI wouldn't be finished for some of those unfinished scenes.
Yeah, right.
So it would actually be a very raw cut just for the people who like really want to see it.
Yeah,
but
you know, it'd be good.
Just
you know, it would be good, and it'll be a fucking great move for Warner Brothers. Is to release it online. You pay like, let's say $20-$30, and all proceeds go to a suicide prevention.
I think that's actually really good. I'm sure whatever Zach undoubtedly would support, have a charity of choice, and should go.
Well, because of Zach's kid.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
kids.
Kids, sorry, that's right. That's tough.
It's a really depressing story about Zach and his kids, but yeah.
Well, sorry to leave it on such a like a somber note, but let's go to the topic of the week. We got 4 films to review, Dools. Give me a jingle.
Topic of the week, let's fucking go.
Nice. Alright, let's start off with the one that we got least to talk about. Not that it's bad.
Okay, I wonder if the audience can tell, like, no, you haven't accidentally sped up the podcast. I'm speeding things up because I want to fucking follow John.
We want to go play some Jedi. Totally. I'm all the same.
No. We're here for the movies.
But let's get Terminator done, you know? Terminator Dark Fate. We went into that movie pretty optimistic. Directed by Tim Miller. James Cameron coming back to produce
and, kind of have his hand in things and oversee. Yeah.
So we went in optimistic. What do you think?
Went in optimistic, came out optimistic. I mean,
it's a fun action movie. It's great.
It's fun as hell. I think it has the Terminator DNA. It is, the action was great. I mean,
action was excellent.
Pacing was great. I was never bored or disengaged. I was like,
There's
okay,
yeah,
the humor was good. They struck a good balance with all that. The new characters were fine. They didn't I think they also struck a good balance with the new and old characters, which I think would have been tricky. But I think it still felt like it was Sarah Connor's film in a way.
Yeah.
When it wasn't, but I mean, it wasn't. It leaves it open for a sequel, which unfortunately it's not doing great commercially. Like, it's doing well, but just because it's a big budget film, it's not doing as well as they would have liked. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun, and I think, if there are going to be more Terminator films, he's hoping, then I'll be there day one.
No, totally. Like, I reckon this isn't saying much, but it's by far the best sequel past Terminator 2.
Yeah, and again, it's not saying much.
But it really made me interested in the Terminator franchise again, which is saying a lot, because we've had years of just being like, don't worry, Genesis is great. And it's like, no, it's not. Do you ever watch Genesis, by the way? I
never did, but I feel like I will. I think because it's the only one I've watched.
Just give it a go, but just know it's shocking.
Yeah. Is there really nothing redeeming about it? Not even Arnie? Does Arnie have a cool moment? Like, surely
there is one cool moment.
Okay,
there is one cool moment with Arnie, but there is like.
And tell me, is John Connor being a Terminator is fucking dumb and not pay off in any way?
Yeah, it's
so it doesn't pay off in any way.
No, and Jai Courtney's in it, and you know me and Jai Courtney, Dools. You know me and Jai Courtney.
Love hate,
big love hate.
Oh, could James go and make you love Jai Courtney?
Oh,
again?
I really liked him in Jack Reacher.
Did you?
Yeah, he was fine in Jack Reacher.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, because he was actually okay as Captain Boomerang. He was one of the redeeming factors in Suicide Squad. He wasn't terrible.
He absolutely was.
Sipping the beer behind the car.
Again, that's not saying much, because that's that's like
enough about Jai Courtney.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I thought Arnie was really great. I thought the twist on his character was awesome. I was all about it. In Dark Fate.
Arnie's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really actually, I think, so there is, I think the movie just fucking drops a bombshell on you at the beginning.
Straight up, which I love.
Just waste no time. And I think
a lot of people hated it. I loved it.
I think I hate it from the perspective that it just makes T2 feel meaningless. Well, not meaningless, but it just destroys a character that we love emotionally. But at the same time, it just turns her into a fucking badass. But you like to think she got to. Oh yeah, I can't. Just in case. I mean,
it takes a different route than
but
usual.
I appreciated the fucking balls they had to do that.
Exactly.
And apparently it was Jim Cameron's idea to do it, and he was just like, "We're doing this."
That's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. All in all, Terminator, great fun time in the movies. Definitely go see it though. I reckon, especially with some great surround sound.
Yeah, if it's still out, I think it's definitely great on the big screen for sure.
Absolutely. Dools, what do you want to finish with?
Irishman, for sure.
Cool. Alright, so let's go Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, and then
saw Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
Sequel to The Shining. We saw Shining a couple weeks ago in the cinema as well, just to recoup on it. Again, this is a movie that we've both been really looking forward to. We both are avid Ewan McGregor fans.
Yes.
It's tough to fucking make a sequel to a fucking masterpiece, right? Especially one that's 40, 50 years later.
Yeah.
40 years later. Well, it's almost 50, actually.
You're not, that's not an understatement. That's not an overstatement, sorry. The Shining is a masterpiece.
It is.
Seeing it again, you just remember it. And Jack Nicholson's performance, oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So walking into Doctor Sleep, I was really excited, personally. I was really excited, can't wait. I love a good horror movie. I feel like this year's been a bit down on horror movies. I really just wanted something good, and I wanted them to be really faithful to The Shining and really show that they appreciate it. They fucking did, I thought.
Yeah.
I really, really like this film.
I think it really respects what the first film did.
Yep.
Or novel, depending on which way you look at it. Because I think it's probably a novel adaptation first.
Yep.
As more so than a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's Shining.
Yep.
But having said that, it, like, you know, there are some moments in the film where it's very reliant on that nostalgic factor from the Shining, and kind of plays on that and uses that. And if you're Mike Flanagan, the director, there's no way you're not going to do that, because you would obviously love that film, and you'd be like, oh my god, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity that I have to, like, kind of like show my love for that film. But so I mean, if you're a fan of The Shining, this is a must watch. Rebecca Ferguson, who's the villain, I think is really good.
Yeah, she's great.
And Ewan, obviously, as the lead, is really, really cool. Like, his character, you know, whilst it's like a slightly rushed kind of like development, like, it's interesting and fascinating to see how he struggled with.
I thought it was like,
because I mean, it has a time jump without giving much away. There's a time jump at some stage, but like it's necessary for the story, and how you see him become this. Become this heroic person, and, you know, the face of this danger and stuff, and what he was at the start of the film. It's like, well, it's like, it's really cool, and like, and it's definitely more of a horror film as well, I think, than The Shining. If you'd say The Shining's a psychological thriller as well.
I agree. Yeah.
I think there were more scary moments. I was more on edge. I think I was actually more on edge as it took me. Oh, is this a spoiler? As it took me through a certain environment, as opposed to even more so than the first one.
Sure, like, I get what you mean. That's not alluding to anything. I get what you mean. Like, when you see the movie,
just because of the lighting and the music, and I think even more so in this one, I was more on edge.
I feel like because they do, this isn't a spoiler, they do flashbacks through the film, and they don't use original footage.
Yeah.
So they recast Danny, and they recast other characters.
Shelley Duvall,
Shelley Duvall. That kind of took me out of it at points. I'm like, oh, this is not looking like it at all. But like, to
especially with the de-aging tech now, where it's like, well, fuck, like, that's what I want.
Yeah, but we're about to talk about Irishman in a bit, like 100%. But at the same time, like, she did do a great job at doing Shelley Duvall, like, just in the mannerisms,
the voice as well. Danny,
Danny, 100%. But I thought Ewan absolutely killed it. I thought this is like, it edged like on the edge of nostalgia so many times, but it definitely like scratched that itch.
I think because what it actually got me really excited about is because not only is it just a great performance from him, but a very, hopefully, kind of like desperate and different Obi-Wan we'll see in the Kenobi series. So this is we're going to be seeing him right after episode 3, we assume. He's going to be in all sorts. Like, you know, he's one of the very few survivors from the Jedi Purge. And so are we going to see like a mentally unstable kind of like Kenobi? Like, I mean, what's that going to mean? And so, but Ewan's performance in this only got me more excited for that, because like, I think he's going to really be given the opportunity to delve deep into that.
That's true.
But yeah, Dr. Sleep, I think a must-watch for horror fans, and a must-watch if you love The Shining, which if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
Absolutely. Dools, we just got back from Ford vs. Ferrari.
Oh my god.
What?
We've seen some movies.
Dude, this year.
Well, you keep saying it, and it's become a meme, but it's fucking true. Golden Age of Cinema.
Golden Age of Cinema.
I mean, oh my lordy. And we've still got some absolute rippers coming out, which there might be one we get to tomorrow.
True. Ford vs. Ferrari.
So... Sorry. I'll let you take this one, because I feel like I've been hogging the mic.
That's all right. Ford vs. Ferrari, about the famous battle between Ferrari and Ford during Le Mans, which is the...
so the 24-hour kind of like French rally called Le Mans. Yeah.
Le Mans,
huge international race.
Huge. And basically there was the whole sort of rivalry between Ford and Ferrari, especially when the famously Ferrari kind of showboated, like used Ford to get a better deal with Fiat in terms of who was going to buy their company, and kind of like made Ford look like a bunch of idiots for the motor world, basically. to that, there was a challenge to basically, with using Ford motors, beat Ferrari.
Yeah.
And to do that, they had to hire the best team, the best driver, and make the best car.
Yep.
And it's all about that combination throughout the entire film, starring with Matt Damon and
It shows Carol Shelby.
Yep, and
Shelby Carroll,
Christian Bale playing
Ken Miles.
Ken Miles. Yeah.
So yeah, Ken being the racer, Damon being the former racer, but now sports car designer.
Yep.
So they kind of team up. They'd been doing some racing together, the two of them, and I mean, in all, this film is just a hell of a ride.
Hell of a ride.
It is so much
Directed
fun.
by James Mangold as well, by the way.
So yeah, James Mangold, who's done, Logarine. Logarine.
It's been a day.
It's
been a day.
It's a spiky fruit has.
It's
Logan.
He's done Logan,
and
he's done Walk the Line, 310 to Yuma.
Oh wow! Oh, so he's worked with Bale before. That's cool.
Yeah, he's done.
Walk the Line. I saw.
Oh, did he do Girl Interrupted? I loved that film. He did.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great.
I don't know.
Good nomination for an actor.
James Mangold, I mean, very accomplished director. He's done some incredible films.
Absolutely.
I think I haven't seen all of them, but I think the guy has an eye for cinematography. He just has the eye for it.
Absolutely does.
I think Logan being its own kind of like special thing to Wolverine fans is, still like a very special film in that sense. But this felt like, because I mean, it takes some skill to capture the thrill and the exhilaration from those races and do a film like this properly. Like,
absolutely.
Another one in recent years was Rush. I thought did a really good job of that. But this, I think, even upped the ante even more so.
I never saw Rush.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Rush is awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list.
Christian Hemsworth. Anyway.
Yeah.
You really felt like you were behind the wheel in some of those scenes. Like, it is that kind of like intense, and especially in that Le Mans, in that third act of the film, like it is crazy intense.
It's awesome.
Are the stakes high? I mean, not especially. Like, they want this win. It'd be cool. It'd be awesome for Ford. I mean, this is a very kind of like corporate kind of like achievement that they want to, accomplish here. But it is still like you're rooting for the guy because like the driver himself has been someone who's down on his luck, and so like and this is like a very meaningful win to him, and it means something to his son and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, but like it's just such a feel-good film.
Over there on DVD.
Oh my god.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, we haven't been giving scores, but this is like a strong 8.5 for me.
No, I'd agree. Like, I might even bump it up to a 9.
Yeah,
I thought that like as you said, cinematography awesome. The way that it's filmed in the race
performances from Bale and Damon are
beautiful,
so good.
Yeah, like shout out to Bale. I reckon as well.
They're great together. We were trying to think of a film that they might have done together. Maybe one exists.
I'm gonna look it up.
But the time that they spend, like they have a lot of scenes together, and they're great together. I mean, they clearly have good banter and chemistry and all that stuff. There's one scene where they have a bit of a tussle, and it's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's just like, shit, what was the last time? Like 3-4 years? It's like, so, there you go. Yeah, it seems like that's the only one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We'd love to see more of them.
Absolutely. Like, as you said, the cinematography, especially during the racing scenes, impeccable. Fucking shout out needs to be made to that score. The score was disgustingly good. Yes. Yeah. Just like it was so simple, but it like really towed the tension of every single moment.
Was perfect. The perfect accompaniment to the action and the stakes and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. Again.
Well said.
Absolutely, go see this. Go see this on the biggest screen with the best.
Oh my god! Don't watch this on your fucking MacBook, Laz.
Yeah.
Although I know this is one film in particular because Laz is a huge gearhead. So Laz is our good friend. So he will be getting to this. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're into cars at all, you will froth over this film. I mean, because this is set in the 60s, I think, late 60s.
They really appreciate cars.
And fuck, cars look good then, especially sport cars. Like, they're sexy.
They really
even just your everyday like Cadillac or whatever, they're just like such good looking cars.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
Last but not least,
let's get to it.
This is, I reckon, one of your most anticipated movies this year.
Yep. Easily.
It was up there for me, but I feel like you were more excited for it than I was. I was still like
Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
The Irishman, starring the big Holy Trinity: Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe motherfucking Pesci.
So this is amazingly, I think, the only film they are all in together. De Niro and the first collaboration between Pacino and Scorsese.
That's unreal.
Which actually seems crazy to think about because, like,
Yeah.
De Niro and Pacino had these very like kind of like adjacent paths in 70s, 80s Hollywood, doing these very similar films and everything. But I think Pacino branched out with a lot of different filmmakers, whereas Pacino branched out with different filmmakers. De Niro, did a lot of films, but I think like was always seemed to be in every second Scorsese film. Regardless of the role, like he would go from Raging Bull to King of Comedy to Goodfellas, and which was awesome.
They just trusted each other, you know.
Yeah, and this was so the film culminated with apparently first kind of like came into being with I think De Niro having read the book I Heard You Paint Houses, which is the novel it's based on, and kind of approaching Marty and just being like, look, you and I, we have unfinished business. Like, we've always said we'd do one more, mobster film, gangster film, whatever you call it, and I found the one. Like, this is it. So I think the film's meant to be kind of like this guy's biography, and I think Frank, are you able to pull up? I just don't want to miss any names. But Frank the Irishman, we'll get the name up, and so Marty took read the book,
Frank
obviously.
Sheeran.
Frank Sheeran, yeah, read the book. You imagine, and was just like, yep, this is the one. Okay, let's get to it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like this was we first heard rumblings of De Niro and Scorsese teaming up once more for a film adaptation of New Paint Houses. I think almost back at the end of 2015. Yeah. So it has been 4 years that we've been waiting for this long-awaited adaptation and reunion between all these guys, and this fucking delivered.
It
and
did.
Then some. So currently it is my film of the year, and that's saying something because I was like, I really, really loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, almost like more than I thought I would. And this is so I guess if Goodfellas is the more lighthearted, fun kind of like, let's play Cream while fucking Robert De Niro smokes a ciggy and eyes down this motherfucker in a bar, kind of lighthearted mobster film. This is the very dark and somber, and this is the cost of you. What happens to you as a person, your family, your friends when you get involved with this shit. And you get De Niro, I think, giving one of the best fucking performances at his age, and
it's so fucking impressive.
And because this film also spans
definitely getting nominated.
So will Pesci and so will Pacino, undoubtedly. This will be up for Best Picture. Scorsese will be up for Best Director. Like, this is gonna clean the fuck up.
I reckon it'll be up for Best Script as well.
Yeah,
screenplay.
Best adapted screenplay easily. This is an epic. Like, this is a 3-hour, 45-minute film, and it justifies its length. I'm not kidding, it does. And
we were in that cinema for more than 4 hours.
Yeah, ads included. But it spans decades, and one of the things this film accomplishes, I think it's the first of its kind to do so for such, an extended duration, is the de-aging technology, I think we first saw come to prominence. It's probably been done before, but come to prominence and been kind of like mainstream since Marvel, and Marvel made it look really good.
They did Rogue One as well.
I think the first noticeable one. Oh yeah, they did. Oh,
Tarkin.
Well, that's not really de-aging. That's kind of like just CGI clone. Yeah. Like, that's still not using the same person. So I think the first time we really properly saw it was like, I think, I don't know,
Civil War, or was it?
I think probably Michael Douglas, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
At the start of Ant-Man. Yeah, looked quite young, and then we saw it again with Kurt Russell in Guardians 2. But they were always like short-lived scenes, and you would hear how expensive the process was, and even for a studio like Marvel, it's just like, well, fuck, we've got to use this sparingly. But I think the bulk of the film, they're using this tech, and you don't notice it. Like, I think you maybe notice it initially.
The first time, it looked a bit weird in one scene.
I think because it's the transition. You see the transition made to him being young. and you're like, oh, okay. But then for the rest of the film, you believe he looks that way, and and it's like it's incredible how they did it. For not just De Niro, but Pesci and Pacino as well. I think they're the only three who kind of benefit from it.
Yep.
So, but this is just. I mean, what else is there to say about this film without really kind of like?
I reckon just absolutely just go see it. If you know what you're going into with a Scorsese movie, and you know what you're going into, especially with these three actors, that it absolutely lives up to what it sets out to do.
Mm.
Don't wait for fucking Netflix. Go and pay for it in the cinema like Marty would want you to.
Marty can say whatever the fuck he wants about Marvel. This is an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a very fair point to put it. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Oh my god, this has been unbelievable. Yeah, and we've still got some gems to come. Some little
indie Knives Out
gems
still to come.
Knives Out looks excellent.
We got
another Netflix produced film, Marriage Story, is meant to be really good.
Yep, and The Report.
The Report.
We still need to see Peanut Butter Falcon.
What?
This movie that apparently like is everyone's movie of the year after they see it, called Peanut Butter Falcon. I'll show you the trailer after.
Oh, okay.
Super feel good film. We still got Star Wars, of course.
Yep.
There's just so much.
Yup.
There is just so much.
Oh my god.
What a year. I cannot wait to do a podcast just going through the whole year.
Exactly, same here.
It's going to be epic.
Sign us off, Az.
Thank you so much for listening to More Cops on Duty. Each and every Tuesday you can catch us on your favourite podcast streaming services, Podbean, iTunes and Spotify. Who's our favourite? Timo. Thanks, Timo. Thanks for listening again. You're
Cheers,
a fucking legend. Till next time, we're clocking off. Peace.
Beautiful.